Zanondani, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. In today's video, we are back with another review of Hunter's Guild Red Hood. And yes, I am absolutely so excited because it is finally here. The next arc to kind of... Oh... Well, the main characters are on the way to the Hunters Guild, ready to join up with them while going through the camp. Of course, we get Melty and Telty, or whatever they're called. I keep forgetting their freaking names. But of course, Velo is ready to go, and he's realizing very quickly that this is going to be a hard task. Very early on, he sees as multiple people start to leave, realizing that they are not going to be able to handle, well, going through all of this. They get on their boats and then they are gone, and he may never see them again. Heading home, and of course, it's a bit sad, but it's also not that bad for him. He's realizing more and more that he needs to keep going. He cannot let his friends, his family down. He needs to take down all of the werewolves. He doesn't want to play it safe and return home. He doesn't have a home to return to. If he doesn't succeed here, then what's left for him? Nothing. He can't do anything. Maybe Grim will take pity on him and will allow him to join her, but at the same time, he doesn't know. He doesn't know what's going to happen. And also, I have to say that I'm intrigued to see how the camp actually goes about. I for sure thought that it was going to be like they were going to have to do some hunting and take down some werewolves or other creatures, and we would get to see that. But the way it's looking, it's just building up bulk, ready to make sure that these kids and basically everyone that's wanting to become a hunter is ready, building up their strength, making sure that they're ready for this battle. But who knows how far they'll go. The fact is that this is going to be a hard task for Velo to accomplish, but he's ready for it. He is ready to strive his best and become a hunter. That is the point of this chapter, to show his dedication to this and how he is ready to go further than he has ever gone before. Of course, we should actually start at the beginning. Grim, Velo, and the other two, Melty and Tilty, whatever their names are, I keep forgetting their freaking names, are back. They are finally there. It took them about a week in order to leave the hamlet, and now they're at the freaking port to head off. We get to meet the new character, who is basically the captain and trainer and teacher and basically everything on board this ship. And she's ready to put them to work, all of these kids. Make sure that they are doing their jobs, getting stronger. And it's actually interesting, if you look at it, it doesn't appear that she's pushing them beyond their limits, really. Sure, she's pushing them hard, but she's not pushing them beyond their limits. Everyone is doing tasks that they can handle. For example, Velo is scrubbing floors, while the biggest guy that they've met so far, he is pulling wagons filled with coal and other supplies. They're training based on their level. Velo isn't the one who's being forced to pull the giant machinery, he's the one who, since he is so skinny, he's the one who's doing the other tasks, the tasks that he can do. And as he builds up his strength, he's able to do more and more tasks. That is the thing that that the trainers are trying to teach them. You have your limits, and you should try to go past them, but it's not necessarily to force you to go to a thing that is basically impossible. The character who is the biggest one that they've met, Bonkers, which I do have to say that's a weird name for him, but he believes that he's supposed to make himself as strong as possible before he goes on this mission, but in actuality, he's just making it harder on himself. He now has to do the bigger tasks, the heavier tasks. When in actuality, they were going to make sure that he was doing things that he was actually able to do. Yeah, it's hard work, but it's never anything that they are unable to do. And sure, it is so hard that it makes people want to quit. But you can tell very clearly that these people actually care and want more hunters to come in. They're not pushing them so far that everyone will break. They're pushing them far enough that they will overcome it and want to overcome it. And it's something that you kind of have to test your resolve. These are people who are wanting to put their lives on the line. So they should be training to put their lives on the line. Making sure that they go as far as they can. In all honesty, I would say that this is probably more plus ultra of than freaking My Hero Academia. Because the kids in My Hero Academia, sure, they're enhancing their quirks constantly, building them up, working their muscles to make sure that they're ready. But the fact is that they are actually doing it at a much slower rate than that of Hunter's Guild. In Hunter's Guild, they have to go fast. They have to get them ready to go, because if they're not ready, they will not make it. They will die. And the fact is that this is a very short training camp. Comparatively, this is 3 months, so they have to go hard, fast, as quickly as they possibly can, while in My Hero Academia, for the most part, they think, oh, they need to be ready in maybe a few years. Like 3 years is the most that they need to be ready before they're supposed to be dealing with actual life and death situations. They're not supposed to be dealing with the stuff that Deku and his class are dealing with until many, many years later. They're supposed to be dealing with it when they graduate. And maybe not even as they graduate, but instead years down the line when something like this happens. It's not supposed to be them. But with Hunter's Guild, they are supposed to be ready yesterday, because the monsters are here. They are everywhere. And they need to be ready as soon as they get off off this train, and they need to be ready to go. They need to be able to move. They need to be able to fight. They need to be ready to jump into action immediately. And sure, part of that is because of the fact that they want to get these people as ready as they possibly can be. But the fact is that it's a hard task to do. It's going to take them a long time. But the thing that actually makes Velo realize that he needs to be ready, that he needs to fight, he needs to be ready to do this fight, and he needs to be able to kick back and make sure that he's ready to go. The fact is, it takes time and effort for him to do this. But he's ready to do it. When he realizes, as he sees his friend, the friend who is also here for revenge, gives up. His friend gives up because he knows that he doesn't think that he can make it, that he will be able to go beyond his limits and become a greater hunter. He doesn't believe it. But Velo realizes at this moment that he cannot falter, because if he does, he will lose everything. He has nothing now, so he must continue to strive to make life worth living for everyone. Everyone he has lost, everyone that he could possibly lose. The people that still remain need to have hope, and he needs to be that hope. So, he pushes forward, finishes the food that he threw up last time, and gets ready for the next few days to actually keep fighting, to keep improving, to keep showing that he is a hunter. True hunter, ready to fight the good fight. And who knows, maybe in the next few months, he is going to become even better, ready to fight, ready to become the hero, the hunter that he was always meant to be. But at the end of this chapter comes a revelation. A revelation that, needless to say, is dangerous. At the end of this chapter, we find out something new. They absolutely were getting him prepared. The giant werewolf, the Ashen Witch Cinderella, but also the mayor. They were working together the entire time, getting Velo ready to become another hunter. What could be their reason for it? We will only have to wait and find out. But I have a few theories. But soon we will find out. And I am absolutely excited to see how exactly Velo continues his journey. Because this is the point where things change. From this point onward, no longer will we be able to get new fans into this series without them having to pay anything. From this point forward, we have to be ready. We have to be ready to tell everyone that this series is amazing. Because we now have one chapter that is no longer available for free. Chapter 4 is just not available anymore. So, if you want to read it, then you're going to have to pay, or you're going to have to subscribe to Viz for a while and read everything, basically. There's a lot that you can do, but at the same time, it's no longer free, and more than likely, it's going to be the fans who started this journey that are going to continue to read it along with us. And those who haven't read it, well, they have a little ways before they are actually going to start joining us, as the new fans join once the manga begins here in America, but also once it begins its anime adaptation. But anyways, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like, leave your thoughts and theories down in the comments below. If you are going to leave a theory, make sure to say theory review somewhere in your comment. And of course, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and ring that notification bell, because we only have about 6%, somewhere right in there, that are actually subscribed to watch these videos. So please subscribe and ring that notification bell. It helps out a ton. And of course, if you guys do want to support the channel even more, then definitely head down to the description and check out all of our links down there, including our social medias, our other channels, and ways you can support us financially, including the merch store, the book, and of course, our Patreon, which a big thank you to our current patron, Sheeny. But anyways, guys, I've been Lecturing Jet, and I will see you guys next time. But on!